In the dark realm of motorcycle clubs, bonds are forged, rivalries erupt, and legends are born. Meet Pagans Motorcycle Club, where loyalty stands sacred, and the road serves as both sanctuary and battlefield. Get ready to delve into the shadows where pagans carve their legacy, leaving behind a mark of fear that even the angels of hell find unsettling. Pagans background. Pagans Motorcycle Club, or Pagans, is an outlaw motorcycle club founded by legendary biker Lou Dobkin in 1957 in Prince George's County, Maryland, United States. By 1959, the club had already started spreading through the US, and the members were seen dressed in denim jackets, riding Triumphs and Harley Davidsons. Pagans are currently operative in California, Nevada, Delaware, Florida, Kentucky, Maryland, New Jersey, New York, North Carolina, Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, South Carolina, Virginia, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, West Virginia, Washington State, and Puerto Rico. Before 1965, the Pagans was seen as a peaceful motorcycle club. However, after welcoming numerous new members after the Vietnam War, they transformed into a notorious outlaw motorcycle club. The Pagans are credited as the originators of the term 1% era, as newspapers labeled them the 1% of motorcyclists causing issues. Expanding their reach, the Pagans formed connections with criminal organizations like the Blood Street Gang, the Philadelphia Mob, and the Latin Kings, even delving into associations with Mexican drug cartels. In March 1974, Coconut Grove, Florida, was the backdrop for the mysterious disappearance of 17-year-old Amy Billig. For 24 years, her whereabouts remained unknown until a deathbed confession by former pagan Paul Branch shed light on the grim truth. Branch revealed that Billig had been abducted, drugged, subjected to assault, and ultimately murdered on the fateful day she went missing. He disclosed that her lifeless body was disposed of in the Everglades, yet her remains have never been discovered. In 1994, 8 members of the Pagans MC arrived at the annual charity picnic fundraiser organized and managed by Tri-County MC in Hackettstown, New Jersey. They intimidated small motorcycle clubs to join forces against the Hells Angels' potential establishment in New Jersey. Soon a brawl broke out, and the scene extended far beyond the usage of fists. People began using knives and firearms at each other. As a result, 2 pagans, Glenn Ritchie and Diego Vega, were shot to death. One pagan, Ron Locke, and a Tri-County member, William Johnson, sustained gunshot wounds, and another Tri-County member, Hank Reiger, had his throat cut. Drug trafficking and arrests. During the 1970s and 80s, the Pagans evolved into a prominent outlaw motorcycle club, primarily because of their involvement in the meth trade. However, the dawn of the 2000s marked a turning point. Law enforcement initiated a comprehensive investigation into drug activities throughout Pennsylvania, Delaware, New York, and West Virginia. This crackdown led to the arrest of 70 pagans, including the national president, with numerous vice presidents receiving life sentences on drug trafficking charges, bringing an end to their illegal operations. Pagans against Hells Angels. A wild biker brawl. Hells Angels made the most out of Pagans' weakened position and exploited it to the very core. They stepped into the Pagans' stronghold of Philadelphia and plotted the murder of Philadelphia's chapter of Pagans president Stephen Gorilla Mondevirgin. The Hells Angels plot didn't turn out as planned, and Mondevirgin survived the 9 fires shot directly at him at a close range. Following this failure, the Hells Angels approached Mondevirgin's loyal subordinate, Thomas Thinker Wood, urging him to forsake the Pagans and join forces with them. Despite his commitment to Pagans, forever Pagans, Wood, along with other members, joined the Hells Angels in 2002. The Pagans were determined to retaliate for the hardships they endured. On February 23, 2002, chaos erupted during the Hellraiser Ball event organized by Long Island's chapter of Hells Angels, which included a motorcycle and tattoo exhibition. Appearances of Hells Angels, former member and actor, Chuck Zito's and Hells Angels founding member Sonny Barger. It was all going smoothly until 4 p.m. As the peaceful exhibition unfolded, a horde of 100 pagans stormed in with weapons, smashing windows and overturning tables. The Hells Angels responded with equal force, sparking a violent brawl. The members of both clubs stabbed and pounded each other for several minutes until a Hells Angels member, Raymond, pulled out a gun, wounding 5 pagans and killing 1. As the shots were fired, the crowd inside the hall, including bikers, stampeded and attempted to escape the hall. The police arrested 73 bikers, with 66 facing charges related to weapons and rioting. The brutal clash resulted in tragedy, with ambulances tending to the wounded and helicopters scouring the area for suspects. Pagans' aggressive actions and fatal encounters with Hells Angels members. The Pagans signaled to the Hells Angels that their fierce rivalry had only just begun. After the Hellraiser Ball event, the Pagans turned their attention to Thomas Thinker Wood, a disloyal subordinate who disowned Pagans to join Hells Angels. By this time, Wood had become the president of the Philly chapter of Hells Angels. Wood met an untimely demise, shot to death by unknown assailants while driving. The murder remains unsolved, but authorities suspect Pagans' involvement. With determined efforts to become the dominant outlaw biker club in the northeastern United States, the Pagans expanded their ranks significantly. By 2017, they boasted 30 chapters across the eastern United States. The bad blood that existed between Hells Angels and the Pagans was once again resurfaced. On April 24, 2018, a Hells Angels Jeffrey Shank member left Newark's clubhouse and pulled up at a gas station to refuel his motorcycle. Shank was refilling his tank, unaware of what was awaiting him in the truck behind him. 3 men emerged out of the truck and began thrashing Shank with their baseball bats. As Shank fell down, the 3 men continued to beat him, leaving him with multiple broken collarbones, fractured ribs, and a collapsed lung. One of the assaulters was 55-year-old Robert Durand, otherwise known as Hellboy, who was sentenced to 4 years in prison on 1 charge of aggravated assault. Fall River Bloodbath. In April 2022, the Pagans strategically established their base in Fall River, a location once held by the Hells Angels. However, they had abandoned the spot, letting Pagans take it over. However, the Hells Angels, informed of the Pagans' move, asserted their presence in their former territory to send a clear message. In May 2022, a gathering of 100 Hells Angels bikers descended on the Pagans' clubhouse in Fall River. Originally intending to showcase their strength through numbers, 40 bikers proceeded to confront the Pagans directly. 15 members served as lookouts with walkie-talkies, while the remaining 25, armed with knives, hammers, and clubs, engaged in a fierce confrontation with 7 pagans outside the clubhouse. The ensuing battle tilted in favor of the Hells Angels, leaving the pagans in a grim state. The police arrived at the scene and witnessed the gruesome sight of bikers lying in bloodbaths, with bikers severely injured, including one with a knife embedded in his arm. They were transported to the hospital where they recovered from their stabs and bruises. The Hells Angels clubhouse was closed down by the authorities to minimize the further interactions between pagans and the Hells Angels. 2 months after this incident, the FBI raided Hells Angels properties, working as a way to cease the war between 2 wild rival gangs. In the gritty biker world, the Pagans MC stands as a formidable force, leaving their indestructible marks on the road. Their clashes with the Hells Angels narrate a wild tale. As engines become silent, the legacy of the Pagans remains intact, a testament to brotherhood sticking together through thick and thin.